Good morning, Bitcoin. Sensei-tutum here with a Friday Bitcoin update. We've had a little bit of action since last week's video, huh? Just another week in Bitcoin. A little bit of up, a little bit of down. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Hopefully some of you guys got in on this trade, although, to be honest, a lot of you guys probably aren't aware of extended fifth waves, how to properly play them. So if you're not a TD member, maybe hopefully you did not try to catch that skyrocket knife. Anyway, what we have here is a bearish count. Fear not. What happened is that my macro count that I've had locked in since October 1st of 2018, which was just a variety of double zigzag count, but I locked in the way I had the X done, which I'll show you in a second, since October 1st, has violated. So it's time to change the macro. Let's do that real quick. So what I had was a W, X, putting in Y. W, zigzag, double combo, X, putting in for zigzag Y. Combo X was a double combo with a triangle Y, right? So the simple zigzag that follows, A, B, C, for the Y, cannot violate zigzag rules and guidelines. Well, once you take out the high of the A, which would be the terminus of the E of the triangle, you violate. So we violated. This count is gone. Too bad, so sad. And I see you guys see that I have this bearish count here. You know, don't freak out. I actually think that the bullish count is probably the contender at this point by a good margin. And as you all remember, I had two. I'm a simple guy. I think that people try to overcomplicate trading and overcomplicate analysis, and to their detriment. I think that's the quickest, easiest way to lose money. When you try to justify something with some sort of crazy statistics and fractal analysis, which I do fractal analysis, of course, but the harder you try to justify your bias with whatever you have, the more wrecked you're gonna get, man. Just be simple. Let the charts flow. I can't explain it much better. Members know what I'm talking about because, you know, I DM with guys all the time, talk to them in the Discord, and I think many TDU members know what I'm talking about. And of course, if you want to know what I'm talking about, my KISS methodology, just come on over to Trade Devils. Keep it simple, stupid. That's my KISS methodology. Because I'm stupid, so I like to keep it simple. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, we have a bear count now. And this bear count is, you know, it violates guidelines. So I don't like it. The bull count is the primary, but I figured I'd start here, save the best for last. And there's other bearish things like these algos that we'll talk about, to definitely take into consideration. But the Elliott count is just not super supportive. Does not mean we cannot have it. You know, you can violate guidelines. You can, but they're there for a reason. So it's best practice not to, right? Why would you trade with that bias? So what we would have is a W, X would be a, let's see, you know, you can chop this up however you want, because this is kind of tricky. Is it a 5-3-5 or is it a 3-3-5? Either way, I would say 3-3-5 is probably the better count, but either way, they both suck, honestly. Because if it's a running flat, you'd expect the B to take out the low of the A, the origin of the A, by a decent bit, and then you would expect of course, the C to fall quite a bit short, but it would be at least 80% of the length of the B, which it is not. Let's measure it actually. Yeah, it's not even close. So, or is it a 5-3-5 with a zigzag, truncated zigzag, which almost never freaking happen. And again, if it is a truncated zigzag, you would expect it to be at least 80% of the B or of the A. So within the length of the end of the A, and it's not. So this count sucks, but I think this is right now for me, the best bearish option. You know, show me yours. I'd love to see another one that's better. I'm sure they're out there. But to be honest, they're not coming to me right now, and because it's sort of bull porn right now, right? So that's where I'm at. And it's hard to draw up a better bearish option than this, and this one's not very good on an Elliott perspective. Now let's talk algos. We have this large degree algo, swing high, swing low, fill here, Target made. I mean, that's pretty simple, right? Do you think that's by accident, as Sam says? No. Well, what's the next algo off of this one? Where's this guy's, who obviously would have had a big impact on the market? I mean, he buys here, he sells here. Look at the price. Where's his next entry? Well, it happened to be right here at this 50. Reaction at this 50, right? But pushed way up hard into this 618. And this is one indication that you could have tried for a short, right? Golden corner pocket, right? Just going down. Not that necessarily you'd have to have this as a target, but definitely could be a nice entry position. So we have that. Then we have the previous price pivot. Strong pivots usually have a definite effect on the market, and a horizontal line off of them drawn can usually predict, future pivots. And, well, look at that. We didn't quite make it. A lot of resistance. So yeah, this algo shows a nice bearish option. Let's go ahead and flip over to the primary. And so yeah, and we'll talk about how this would be a completed X on the primary chart as well, which actually, how we've been counting this hasn't necessarily changed. I'd have to flip back to that Bitfinex chart I was keeping, but it would essentially be, if this for the bearish option, it would be a WX. I'm sorry, A, B, C in now. A, B, C. So 3 waves. We showed 3 waves complete here, right? So always something to be cautious about is once you have 3 waves in, although the relationship between this wave and this wave is far more likely to be a 3 to a 1 at this point, just because of how much longer this is than A. Not that it cannot be still an ABC, but it's just far more likely to be a 1, 2, 3. Sorry about that noise. Got 2 wild corgis running around. So we have, actually, it looks like we have the ABC would finish here at this blue 3. We'll get into that in a second. What is it that I wanted to talk about when I jumped over here? Oh yeah, just talking about bearish things. The one thing also that worries me about this, and it's not, a great worry. This bull count is now my primary. But one thing to keep in mind is fractals. And like I said, I do consider fractals. So just look at that. Look at that. And at the time that happened and that happened, these have to be 3 waves. Well, this one's pretty 3 wave, but see the relationship between the A and the C in this one? Almost 2618. This one here is like 3618. It's got to be, right? More than 3618. Nice. And then let's see this one here. But you see you have the short A, very long, super impulsive C. That's just something, and then, remember, everybody was full bull when this happened. Everybody was full bull when this happened. So it's just something to keep into consideration, This is why we always have to have both sides in our mind. So we will have that. So what do we have here? We have this blue count going 1, 2, working on 3. So I do not even think that the big 3 is in yet. However, as you can see, what we had here was a nice, beautiful extended 5th. And my members know that this is one of my favorite trades to play. So I was eyeing it ever since it hit this median. And we were showing divergences and basically just looking for signs of weakness, looking for the short. So we got the short. Is it over yet? I would say not. If you know how to play an extended 5th, it is the high probability retracements would be down here. So that's what we're looking for, in this neighborhood, at least right here, right? So almost have made it, but I think we pushed down again. Are we on a 1, 2, 3, 4, working on 5 down for like an A, or an A of an A, or a A of a 4? Hard to say. On this chart, on the Bitfinex chart, which you guys wanted me to move off of, so I did a little bit different count, but we have a nice sideways style here on the 3 for the 4, sharp 2, let's see, Oh, I need to look at, so 3, orange 3 to orange 2. So this is, I would say, definitely sharp, wherever you put this to, here. That's a sharp style. So we would be looking for a sideways just for our rule of alternation. We don't have to have it. So likely what we would see is, let's see here. This thing's not super likely to channel the greatest because that is, I'm just going to draw it here. Look at that. Right almost off the channel is where we found that resistance here on Coinbase, or I'm sorry, Bitstamp. But I don't expect this to channel well just because, boy, that's a dilly. So we would expect this to come down into the area of wave 4 of a 1 lesser degree, wave 2 of the extended fifth wave, et cetera, et cetera. So I'd say, let's go ahead and get down on the 1 hour. So if I had to guess, I would say we're at a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and putting in a 4 for the fifth wave to come. Fifth wave to come down, probably test this area here, and then I think we get sideways for a flat, for a, even if it's just a B of a zigzag, 5, 3, 5. It might even just be a zigzag, but it could be a nice super sideways B. Hard to say. Knowing Bitcoin, it's time for actually, if you're a bull, you really do want to get some super sideways accumulation here. Just because this would give us a greater support for when we do come up, finish this 3, right? And then we would have to come down, test it again, and go up for this 5. And then once this 5 is done, that's when you really want to have a nice support, because this shit here, this is actually pretty nice, but nothing really in here is going to hold you up. Nothing. This isn't the greatest. The next big support's down here at 3,800, and that is a huge support. Of course, you do have the 6K, but this is shown to, on the way up, showed no support. So if it shows, no resistance. So if this is any indication of what this 6K will do, then it won't hold it up at all, right? But it could, of course. So what we have is we have this support. We have this support, and then we really have this is the biggest support if you look at your VPVR tool. So the more sideways accumulation we get, though, because, again, we don't have a lot of faith in this one, the more sideways accumulation we get, the less downside, potentially. The more platform we have to catch us on the way back. So personally, I want a nice super deep retrace, and I think we will get one because I want to load some bags up, and I haven't done that yet. Bitcoin, alts, etc. I think we'll get it, but for now, the focus is on this orange count, where I believe we come down to here, and this could be an opportunity. Right in this area, 5,600 on Bitstamp, is that at least a nice long, right? So the beauty of extended fifths is you can play them short and then you can play them after, right? Of course, you might come down, hit this, then you're going to have to hold your sideways forever, so I don't know what kind of funding fees you're going to have. But potentially, it could be a sharp, but if it's sideways, you could have a nice long, let's say, accumulation range and before it comes up to here, but could end up being a very nice trade. So that's where I'm at on my Bitcoin count. Something like this. Could come down to here, but that's what happens after an extended fifth, guys. And I saw some dudes in our public Discord talking about, little pause up to 11K, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that could have been a potential, but you got this. But this was clearly an extended fifth. If you're an Elliottician, trees don't grow to the sky. Eventually, you got to correct, and that's all we're doing here so far. Don't panic over this. This is what you expect after an extended fifth. This is not, I don't know if people are tethers collapsing or, maybe some shitcoin scandal was released. I don't know. Who cares? All I know is this was an extended fifth, and this is exactly sort of what you expect. And we're in the process, and you can still get in potentially. I'm going to let you guys play your own trades, at least for these videos. And but members, we'll discuss it some more. And I did mention to you guys that extended fifth was playing out pretty much all week. So the opportunity was there. You just had to grab it. Of Of course, if you want to, the smart play is to trade with the trend. When you do that with an extended fifth, you're generally not trading with the trend, but I love that trade. It's a hot stove, but I love that trade. Anyway, boys, that's where we're at with Bitcoin. One thing I want to cover before I'm done is, remember, I was talking about, I think that was this recording. I had to stop a couple because of wild corgis. I have a simple methodology. I always put simple parameter on thing. Elliott Wave is simple if you let it be. I know many people try to overcomplicate it, but I had 2 simple parameters for flipping bull macro. We had to break above the support or the resistance, which we have done, and then we had to hold it, which is we kind of actually did here. We broke above it, but that's to me that's not the real test yet. We need to. This 4 needs to hold, and then it comes up to here, and then the blue 4 needs to hold. So once this resistance is, then once these supports now that were resistance show that they are real support, that is when I will totally flip bull, regardless of my Elliott Wave count or anything. Doesn't mean I won't trade this. As a potentially bearish person, I would say right now I'm 50-50 because half of my parameters were met. We broke above resistance. And my Elliott count certainly supports bullishness, but we still need to hold up to it. And this is actually a good sign. So I will be looking to trade with the trend longs after I'm done with this one, although I'm out now, potentially re-entering. Yeah, that's just wanted to address that we had to break above and hold, and this is a good sign. But this is not the hold that I was necessarily referring to. It has to hold up a little bit more than that. All right, boys. Good luck this weekend. Have a good week of trading. Toot signing out.